Hey, what's up guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck profile. So a lot of you guys have been requesting this one for the new year, and I really want to do this one for you guys because I haven't done one since 2019, and I want to do a 2020 version for you guys. This deck is super awesome. It basically makes all sorts of big monsters, ranging from like 4,000 attack and up, and this deck is super cool and consistent. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into this. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon and the Ko-Fi if you guys would like to donate to the channel. And let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. So basically what Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon does is you can special summon this card from your hand by attributing 2 monsters with 2,000 attack or more on your side of the field. But usually you're just going to use this card almost like a vanilla in a way, that you're just going to use it for different other cards to special summon it to your side of the field to use for materials to make all of your XYZ monsters. Then we also play 2 copies of Galaxy Knight. Now you're going to kind of see what I mean with that last comment about using it as kind of like a vanilla. But basically what it does is that if you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card without attributing. And then if you do, you can target a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard if possible. Regardless, this card loses 1,000 attack. And if it does, you can special summon the target, if any, in face of defense position. And then also, this decrease lasts until the end phase. So basically, you just special summon a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Then we play 2 copies of Galaxy Brave. Galaxy Brave, I really love this card. If this card's in your hand, you can reveal a Photon monster in your hand and then special summon this card. And if you do that, this card's level becomes that monster's level and of the Photon monster you revealed. And if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a Galaxy monster in your graveyard, and this card's attack and defense becomes the attack and defense of that monster. So basically, if you target something like this that has 4,000 attack, this card becomes 4,000 attack. Really good card, but I feel like it's a good 2 of. Then we play 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. So Galaxy Soldier is a really good card in this deck because it searches your other Galaxy monsters. Because all you have to do is discard a card from your hand to special summon this card from your hand to instantly put this card on the field. And it also has the ability that you get to add another Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand as well, which is a really good effect. You can also use it as link material and all sorts of stuff like that and make some really, really crazy XYZ plays in this deck. Then we play 2 copies of Photon Thrasher. Photon Thrasher is really good in here as well because basically what you do with Photon Thrasher is you just special summon it from your hand if you control no monsters. It's kind of like almost like a Cyber Dragon ability that can really help you out in a lot of clutch moments that you might need that extra monster on field to get in your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon on the field, or a monster with 2,000 or more attack, because this deck basically functions around putting monsters on the field that has 2,000 or more attack. That's the big gimmick about the entire deck. Let me play a single copy of Galaxy Wizard. Galaxy Wizard's effect is that once per turn, you can make this card's level 8, and then also you can tribute it and then add a Galaxy card from your deck to your hand, which is literally any Galaxy card that you might need at all. Like you can grab Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Galaxy Soldier, Galaxy Brave, literally any card that you might need. This card is there for you and lets you grab those extra cards that you might need. So you definitely want to play it as a 1 of. It's kind of like a wild card that you play in there. That's like, hey, I can be anything I want to be. And that's why you play it as a 1 of. Then we play 3 copies of Photon Vanisher. Photon Vanisher is a really neat card in this deck. Basically what this card does is it cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from your hand while you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, and it cannot attack the turn it's special summoned, and you can only use its effect once per turn. And if it's special summoned, you can add a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand, and if it's used as XYZ material, the XYZ monster gains the effect of banish any monster destroyed by battle with this card, which is a super good effect that just instantly destroys and banishes the monsters that you just don't want to have to deal with on your side of the field, which is a super really, I mean, that's just a crazy good effect to be able to just banish the cards that you just don't want to deal with anymore. And so we play it as a 3 of. Then we play 3 copies of Photon Orbital. Now this card is probably the most expensive card in the deck. I think it was going for like 40 bucks at one point. But basically during your main phase, you can target a Photon or Galaxy monster and equip this card to that card from your hand or field to that card, and it gains 500 attack, which doesn't sound that great. But the really good effect about this card is it cannot be destroyed by battle, and you can send this card that's equipped to a monster to the graveyard, and then add a Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck to your hand. So this card's the Searcher. You really need 3 copies of this, but if you don't have them, you can drop this card and play something else, like extra Galaxy Braves, extra copies of Galaxy Wizard, and stuff like that. Photon Thrashers, just whatever you feel like you can put in here and get away with without having to, you know, really jeopardize the consistency of the deck. You really want to put, if you're going to take this card out, play more Searchers in the deck, and you can get away with it, to be honest. And then for the last 3 monsters, we're going to be, well, we have more monsters. For the first 3 hand traps, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom just is such a good card, and this deck is such a good OTK-based deck that you want to play something in this deck to just stop your opponent from doing stuff, and that's where Ash Blossom really comes in handy, is you just don't want to deal with your opponent's stuff, so you play this card. It's a really, really good card that really helps out a lot in this deck to be able to just make it on your side of the field and go from there. I mean, it's just so good of a card that you want to play it as a 3-of. For the last monster we're going to be playing 2 copies of Nibiru. The reason I play Nibiru in this deck is because, and main deck it, is because you're basically going to be going second the majority of the time because you want your opponent to get an established board and then go after them for all the plays that you can, which can really help out with the copies of Nibiru, so you don't have to deal with all of your opponent's crazy stuff that they're going to be doing anyways. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. And plus, really quickly about Nibiru, also if you give them the token, you can pop it on your side of your turn with a copy of Full Armor Photon or the Galaxy Eyes Cypher Blade Dragon. So it's really easy to get rid of the token as well, no matter how big it gets. So we play 3 copies of Call by the Grave because you really just don't want to deal with hand traps. You really don't want to deal with hand traps in this deck, so you play this as a 3-of. It really helps out to play this card as a 3-of in this deck. It is such a good card in here, so you really want to play it like that. Then we play 1 copy of Galaxy Zero. Galaxy Zero is so good in here because basically it's a monster reborn for your Photon or Galaxy Eyes monsters, or Galaxy monsters, so it's really good to be able to do that. 1 copy of Galaxy Trance. Now the reason I play this over Monster Reborn is because it's searchable, by the way. 1 copy of Galaxy Trance. I bumped this down from 2 to 1 now. You pay 2,000 life points, and you get to target a Photon monster in your graveyard and then special summon it and a Galaxy monster from your deck, which really helps out. And then you special summon them both in defense position, and their attack becomes 2,000, but their effects are negated. So it's a good card, but like, you can get away with not playing it as many now because we're not so concerned about going into Soulflare Dragon. Soulflare Dragon's good, but you have other plays besides Soulflare Dragon now that we don't have to worry about so many Link monsters. We play 3 copies of Galaxy Expedition. Galaxy Expedition is bonkers good in this deck. Basically what this card does is you, if you control a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, you just instantly special summon another one from your deck. Or instantly supposed to summon a Galaxy Eyes monster or a Photon monster from your deck. I mean, that's really good. This card's a 1-card XYZ monster. I mean, not really, but kind of. If you have a monster, you get a monster, so you can make your XYZs. Then we play 3 copies of Photon Sanctuary. Photon Sanctuary is really good in this deck. It helps you make the copy of Galaxy Eyes Soulflare Dragon a little bit easier because it just puts 2 tokens on the field that have 2,000 attack. So basically, it's a 1-card Soulflare Dragon, which really is good. And then we play 3 copies of Trade-In because we play so many level 8s in this deck that you just need the copies of Trade-In to be able to discard and dig deeper into the deck. So that's it for the spells. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Tachyon Transmigration. You really don't need any more than 2 of this card. I thought about playing it at 3, but I really feel like 2 is the optimal number. If you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, you negate the activation of every spell and trap card and monster effect that's activated previously in this chain that your opponent activated. So if they activate 6 cards and then you chain this, it negates all 6, which is crazy. And then also, if you control a Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, you can activate this card directly from your hand. So if you think your opponent's going to activate something, make the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon first, and then if they do something, chain this. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies, which is our big boss monster, of number 62 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Basically, this is a 4,000 beater that is just so big and recurs itself if it gets destroyed and stuff, which is really, really cool. You can detach your material from this card, and then once per battle, this card gains attack equal to the ranks of all XYZ monsters currently on the field, times 200, which can be really big. I mean, it automatically gains 1,600 for itself, and if you have another one, for every rank 8 that you have on the field, it gains 1,600, which is big, big, big. Also, if this card has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, if this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, while it has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as XYZ material, you can special summon this card during the second standby phase after this card is activated, and then double its attack to 8,000, but your opponent takes half the damage, which kind of sucks. It kind of doesn't, that effect doesn't make sense to me, but I guess whatever. The majority of people are going to forget about that and not special summon it, or the game's going to be over by the time you activate that effect. Number 38, Hope Harboring Dragon Titanic Galaxy, because it negates spells. 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. Cypher Dragon's really good because it takes your opponent's monsters, which is really, really good. Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. We just play this because it's basically like the shield of the deck, with its effect of during your opponent's turn. Quick effect, you can take a Galaxy Eyes monster, and then take it from your deck and add it to your hand, or attach it to materials. And then also, when an opponent's monster activates its effect, you can detach a material from this card and negate the monster's effect. And if you detach a Galaxy monster, you destroy that card as well. 1 copy of number 107. 107 is so good in this deck as well. 107 just helps out so much in this deck, being able to, do the battle phase stuff that it does. 1 copy of number 97, Dragubolon. This card is super good to be able to make your number monsters, because your opponent cannot activate cards or effects. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and then you can detach a material from this card and then take 2 dragon number monsters with different names from your extra deck or graveyard, except this card, and then special summon one of them and attach the other as material, which is really good to be able to just do like number 62 and then summon number 38 on top of it, which is really easy to do. 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon. Full Armor Photon is one of the ones that you rank up on top of one of your other Galaxy Eyes monsters. Cypher Blade Dragon, you can rank up on top of one of your level 8 or rank 8 Galaxy Eyes monsters and then just pop a card, which is really good by detaching a material. Starliege Photon Blast Dragon as well. This one's really good. It's the only rank 4 that we play in this deck. That basically, if this card has XYZ summoned, you can special summon a Photon monster from your hand, which can kind of help you unbrick as well. And then also has the ability that monsters with 2,000 or more attack cannot be targeted, which is really cool. And then also has the ability that once per turn during your opponent's turn, you can detach material from this card and then target one of your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons that is banished or in your grave, and instantly put it back on the field. You can also make Cyber Dragon, Nova, and then Infinity as well in this deck, just for extra negation. With the Galaxy Soldier, you just discard a card, special summon Galaxy Soldier, add the Galaxy Soldier, discard another card, special summon Galaxy Soldier, make Infinity, and a lot of your cards, some of your cards actually benefit off of being in the graveyard for like Galaxy Zero and stuff like that, and your Galaxy, oh my god, what's it called? Galaxy Knight. And then we play 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon. Now you could probably bump this down to 2 now and play a single copy of Neo Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. I took this out to play some other cards so I could play the Cypher Blade, but you can probably put that back in if you guys want to put that in by dropping a single copy of the Soul Flare Dragon if you want to go that route, or if you want to really go crazy with this deck. You don't play a lot of dragons in here, but you can also play Galaxy Satellite Dragon, which is another option, but it does require 2 dragons to make it. That is some other options, but for the moment I'm just playing 3 copies of Galaxy Soul Flare Dragon because this card lets us target a Galaxy or Photon monster in the graveyard and add it back to the hand. And then you can discard a Galaxy Eyes or Galaxy or Photon monster, or discard a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, then target a special summon monster your opponent controls and destroy it. So it instantly destroys something on the field, which really helps out. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a super cool, super fun deck that I highly recommend that you guys try. If you like big dragons, play this deck. If you like playing it with sparkly-eyed dragons, play this deck. It's just super, super cool and super sparkly, and I really love this deck. and it can be really, really hollowed out. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on there so you can become part of the notification squad, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.